Have you ever felt like your heart is closed? Like no one truly sees you? Maybe you feel alone even when people are around. Maybe you've been hurt before, so now you keep your feelings locked deep inside. But what if one person could change that? This is the story of someone who didn't believe in love, someone who didn't trust anyone, someone who kept his heart shut, like a door with no key. But life has a strange way of opening us, slowly, gently, through the right words and quiet moments. As you listen to this story, you will not only improve your English, but maybe, just maybe, you will feel something too. Stay with me. This story is for you. Chapter 1. The Quiet Boy. He lived in a small house near the river. The air was quiet there. The water moved slow. No one came to visit. No one laughed in the rooms, only him and his father. His mother was gone. He did not remember her face. His father never said much. When the boy asked, his father only said, "She is gone." That was all. So the boy stopped asking. Every morning the boy woke up alone. He ate his breakfast, just bread and tea. He packed his bag and walked to school. He did not talk to anyone. He sat at the back of the class. He listened, he wrote, then he left. At school, other children played together. They ran, they shouted, they laughed. But the boy stayed away. He liked the corner. He liked silence. He liked to read books. Books were safe. Books did not leave. After school, he walked home by the river. He watched the water move. It was calm. It was quiet. Just like him. His father worked in a small car shop. He came home late and tired. He washed his hands. He ate dinner in silence. Then he went to bed. They did not speak much, maybe 5 words a day. Eat. School okay? Yes. Good. Sleep. That was it. The boy did not mind. He did not know any different. This was life, a quiet life, a still life. He thought being alone was better. Friends asked questions. Friends wanted things. Friends could leave, so he chose to stay alone. One time, a boy from school sat next to him. He smiled and said, "Hi." The quiet boy looked away. He did not answer. Another time, a girl asked him for help with her homework. He stood up and walked away. She looked confused, but he did not stop. He believed people were not real. Their words did not stay. They changed their faces. They changed their hearts. He did not trust them. His father once said, "People leave. Don't expect them to stay." The boy believed it. He thought his father was right. So the boy read books. He watched the sky. He listened to the river. He fixed small things at home. He stayed quiet. He stayed alone. He learned to live this way. He did not cry. He did not laugh. He just lived. Softly, quietly, slowly. This was his world. A world of silence. A world of stillness. Like a heart that never learned to open. Chapter 3. The Stranger Who Stayed. She kept showing up. Every day after school, she came to the river. Sometimes she had coffee. Sometimes she had nothing. Just her smile. Just her presence. She sat on the same bench. Not close, not far, just There. The boy saw her. He did not speak. He did not wave. But he saw her. He thought, she will stop coming. But she came again, and again, and again. He did not understand. Why is she here? Why does she sit so still? Why doesn't she talk too much? One day, she brought 2 cups. She placed one on the bench beside her. She didn't say a word. She just waited. He walked past her. He didn't take the cup. He didn't look at her. But he noticed. The next day, she came again. 1 coffee, 2 coffees, 1 for her, 1 for him. She placed it beside her. She looked at the river. He sat far away, but he watched her. She didn't speak. She just stayed. I don't understand, he thought. She is still here. He wanted to ask her, why? But his lips did not move. Another day, she brought a small book. She opened it. She read it, out loud. Soft words, slow words, kind words. He listened. The river moved. The sky changed. And still, she stayed. He said nothing. But something inside him listened. Something inside him softened. One day, it rained. He thought she wouldn't come. But she did. She came with an umbrella. She stood under it. She smiled. He stayed under the tree. He watched her. He waited for her to leave. But she didn't. She stayed. She always stayed. The boy didn't understand. She never asked questions. She never pushed. She never told him what to feel. She just showed up. Again and again and again. He still didn't talk. But now, he listened. He listened to her soft reading. He listened to the river. He listened to the quiet that was no longer empty. Something was different, not loud, not fast, just different. His world, once silent, now had a sound. A small sound, a gentle sound, the sound of someone staying. Chapter 4. The River and the Silence. The sky was soft. The sun was low. The wind was quiet. The boy walked to the river. Like always. He liked the river. It was quiet, like him. But this time, she was already there. She sat on the bench, looking at the water. Her hands were still. Her eyes followed the river. He stopped. He looked at her. She didn't see him yet. Then, she turned. She smiled. Not big, just soft, like the wind. "Hi," she said. One word, not loud, not fast, just kind. He nodded. He sat near her, not too close, not too far. They looked at the river. The water moved slowly. It was calm, peaceful. She said nothing more, and he liked that. The sky turned pink. The wind touched the trees. The leaves moved, but everything felt still. He felt something, but he didn't know what. Not happy, not sad, just something. Confused, maybe. Curious, maybe that too. She picked up a small stone. She showed it to him. Then she threw it into the river. Splash. A small sound, but it felt big. He smiled, just a little. She looked at him. No words, just a look. A quiet look, a peaceful look. He wanted to speak, to say something, but he didn't know what. His heart was full, but his mouth was quiet. Still, he felt okay. The river moved. The wind blew, the sky changed, and the silence stayed. But this silence was not empty. It was warm. It was safe. It was like a soft blanket on a cold day. He looked at her. She looked at the sky. And for the first time, he felt less alone. He didn't have the words, not yet, but something inside him was learning to speak, not with his mouth, but with his heart. And she understood. She didn't need many words. She just needed the moment. And he gave it. Together, they watched the water. Together, they sat in the silence. Not afraid, not alone, just there, just like the river. Chapter 5. The Gift. It was a quiet morning. The sky was gray. The boy sat on the steps, waiting for nothing. Then, footsteps. Soft ones. She came. Like always. No loud words, no big smile. Just her calm way. She sat beside him. They looked ahead. They didn't speak. Then, she reached into her bag. She held something small, a box. She placed it in his hand. "Here," she said. Her voice was soft, warm. He looked at the box. It was brown, simple, light. He opened it slowly. Inside, a keychain. Small, silver. It had a little river on it, like the one they sat by. He looked at her. His eyes asked, "Why?" She just smiled. "You don't have to know," she whispered. He touched the keychain. It felt cold and warm at the same time. He didn't speak. He didn't know what to say. Why this gift? Why him? He didn't understand, but he kept it. He closed the box, held it in both hands, carefully, like it mattered, because somehow it did. He felt something again. Not big, not loud, just a soft feeling, a quiet feeling, like a small light in a dark room. He didn't know the word, but it stayed. Later that night, he opened the box again. He looked at the keychain. He smiled, just a little. "I don't know why," he whispered, "but it matters." And he placed it on his desk, next to his books, next to nothing else. It had a place now, like her, like the silence, like the river, a part of his world. His heart didn't open fast, but something inside was not the same. It was learning, slowly, gently, and she, with her small gift, was teaching him how to feel, even when he didn't understand, even when he didn't have the words. Sometimes the heart speaks first, before the mind, and this was the beginning of that voice. Chapter 6. The Question. It was a quiet day. The sky was soft blue. The wind moved slowly, like a whisper. He sat by the river. She came, as always. No loud words, just her calm steps. She sat next to him, close, but not too close. They looked at the water, still, moving, like their silence. Then she asked something. "Do you ever want to leave this town?" He turned to her, slowly, eyes wide. "No," he said, his voice small. "Sure." She nodded, said nothing more. But the question, it stayed. Long after she left, long after the sky turned gray, the question stayed. "Do you ever want to leave this town?" He had never thought about it. His world was small, safe, Quiet, books, river, silence. Why leave? But that night, in bed, he stared at the ceiling. He saw the river, the trees, her eyes, and he asked himself again, "Do I want to leave?" He didn't know. He whispered, "I don't know." The words felt strange, software new. At school, he looked out the window, far away. He imagined other places, other skies, other rivers. He thought, what is out there? He never thought this before. Not until her question. He looked for her that afternoon, before she came. He waited. He never waited before, not for anyone. But now he wanted to hear her voice, see her smile, ask more questions. Even if he didn't have the answers, he wanted to tell her, "I don't know," and that it was okay. The boy was thinking, changing. He didn't leave the town, not yet. But a small door opened in his mind, in his heart. And it started with just one question. Chapter 7. The Rain and the Truth. It was raining, heavy, fast, and loud, the kind of rain that touches everything. He sat inside the small shop, a warm drink in his hands. The windows were foggy, the world outside, gray. Then the door opened. She walked in, wet, smiling. Her hair stuck to her face. Her coat dripped water on the floor. He looked up. "You are wet," he said. She laughed. "I like the rain," she said. He gave her a towel. She took it, wiped her face, sat across from him. "It's raining hard," he said. "I know," she smiled. Then her eyes changed, softer, slower. She asked, "Do you ever feel lonely?" He looked away, then back. He wanted to say no, so he did. "No," he said, but something inside him moved, shook. A voice in his heart whispered, "That's not true." He looked at her again. She was watching him, not judging, just there. He said nothing more. But the truth, it sat between them, like the rain outside, heavy, honest. She didn't speak. She didn't need to. They listened to the rain, together. It hit the windows like a song, fast, software reel. Inside the shop, it felt warm, safe. He didn't understand this feeling, but he didn't want it to end. He thought, she is not like the others. No one had ever asked that question. No one had stayed like she stayed, through silence, through rain. He looked at her again. Her eyes were kind, still smiling. He wanted to say something, not with big words, just something true. So he whispered, "Sometimes." She nodded, not surprised, just there. And in that moment, he knew he needed her more than he thought, more than he could say. Outside, the rain fell, but inside something else was happening. Something soft, something real. Truth. Chapter 8. The Empty Bench. The sky was quiet, no rain, no wind, just stillness. He walked to the river like always, each step slow, each breath soft. He looked ahead. The bench was empty. No one was there. Not her. He stopped, waited, looked around. Maybe she was late. Maybe she was coming. Maybe. But minutes passed. Then more. The bench stayed empty. His chest felt strange, tight, heavy. He sat down. The river moved gently, but he did not see it. Not like before. His eyes looked at the space beside him, where she always sat, where she was not. He whispered, "She is not here." He waited and waited, but she didn't come. Then he saw it, a small paper under a stone by the bench. He picked it up, opened it. The handwriting, hers. Soft, simple letters. "I had to leave, but I was right. You will miss me." His hands shook. His eyes didn't blink. Miss her? Yes, he missed her, every word, every smile, every quiet moment. He didn't know missing someone could feel like this, like the world got bigger, but colder. The wind touched his face. The river kept moving. He said, "She was right." Then again, softer, "I miss her." He didn't want to be alone anymore. Not like before, not now. The silence was different today. It wasn't peaceful. It was empty. She had touched something inside him, opened something. Now, that space felt cold, and he knew. His heart was open, but maybe it was too late. He held the note, close to his chest, and for the first time, he wished he had said more, sooner. Chapter 9. The heart opens. The morning is quiet, cool air, soft light, just like before. He walks, slowly, to the river, to the bench, in his hand, the small keychain, the gift she gave, still simple, still quiet, but now it means everything. He sits down. The bench is still empty, but it doesn't feel the same, not anymore. He looks at the river. The water moves, like time, like memory. He says, "I did not understand before, but now I do." He holds the keychain tighter, looks up at the sky, whispers, "I miss her." He never said it when she was here, not out loud, not even to himself. But now, the words come. "She opened my heart." He nods, says it again, just to feel it. "She opened my heart." Before her, he was quiet, closed, afraid. Now, he feels everything. Sadness, warmth, hope. She is gone, but not really. She is in the bench, in the river, in the sky, in the space beside him, and in his heart. He smiles. It's soft, small, but real. He stands, walks away, not to forget, but to carry her with him. Because love doesn't leave. It stays. In memories, in words, in quiet things. The boy who once believed he needed no one, now knows, even when someone is gone, they can still be with you, forever. And that is how the heart opens.